Hey everyone, how's it going? I just want to do this quick vlog I just busted out to sort of reiterate and talk about something that's just been on my mind, something that's been really annoying me. And it's the graphics issue with the next generation consoles, alright? For those of you who follow me on Twitter, alright, and I really 85% of the time, all my tweets are news stories, alright? They're all news articles. And it's, that's basically the focal point of what I use Twitter for, is just getting news across to all of my followers and, you know, other people out there. And, you know, once in a while I use it for personal stuff, and updates, of course, for YouTube videos when I'm rendering something, when I'm uploading something, when something has been uploaded, you know, and so on and so forth. But there's been a lot of articles recently, and I'm sure you guys have read them, about certain games getting graphical downgrades, or certain games not looking as sharp as the PC version on these next-gen systems, namely with the frame rates and, of course, the resolution. And it's so annoying. And I really just came across, you know, I started reading one of these, especially for Battlefield 4 this week, when it was finally released. Footage was actually released from the Xbox One version. People played it, and they're like, it runs in 60 frames per second, but the graphics are muddy textures, and it doesn't look as sharp, and it's just, I got this feeling of fear. Like, I was scared. You shouldn't have to feel scared about buying a game on a system that's not even released yet. And it's just constantly back and forth. And I think people get this mentality that this generation, this upcoming generation, is going to be that same leap forward that we had with the PS1, the PS2, and the PS2, the PS3. And that's essentially not going to happen. We're not going to have this huge leap forward like we had with those previous generations. Rather, it's going to be about the little small attention to details. It's going to be about shadows that are jagged, and more particle effects, a bigger world, smarter AI, less poppin'. And it's going to be more, I think, this generation, because, well, the generation that we're in now is, I like to call the HD gaming generation, right? Because this was the generation where everything went into full force HD, 720p and 1080p. This up and coming next generation, I'm pretty much predicting, is going to be the generation of immersion. Alright, this is going to be the generation where, you know, the graphics are going to be great, but it's going to be sharp. There's not going to be a lot of pop-in. There's not going to be a lot of jaggy shadows. Everything's going to look, you know, everything's going to look and behave almost hyper-realistically, except for, you know, it's that graphical difference between, you know, the Uncanny Valley, for instance. This generation is going to be that generation of immersion, where it's going to be about immersing you into the environment, rather than, oh my gosh, look how pretty the character models look. And I wrote something on Facebook. Alright, now, I don't display my Facebook profile publicly so that everyone can just add me as a friend. There are very, very, very few fans of mine on YouTube that actually have me as a friend on here. Namely because, you know, they're actually kind of friends of mine that I talk with them more regularly, and also, of course, friends that I have on YouTube through the channel partnership, the channel, what do you call that, channel shadow box that YouTube has, that's almost non-existent anymore. No one even notices it. Anyway, I ran on this little tangent on Facebook, and I'm going to be reading you guys this, and this is generally what I use Facebook for. I use Facebook for very long, like a page or two discussions about my opinion, and more or less sort of rants. Alright, very rarely will I post on Facebook something with 1 or 2 sentences, unless it's, you know, something, hey, check out this video I made, or maybe check out, like, join the Rockstar social crew, for instance. Alright, so this is what I wrote on Facebook. Alright, I'm gonna be reading it completely. Excuse me, I just want to say up front, excuse me for any mistakes I made. Like, you know, there's a lot here on my little phone, so if I skip over some words, I've had to stop and look at something. If I maybe not read something correctly, I'm just sorry about that. Alright, this is what I wrote. I'm so tired of this next-gen, current-gen debacle. I read articles every day with the quote, "The graphics are muddy," or "The resolution isn't high enough." It's so annoying. The jump from this generation was huge, and the problem people seem to have is that the jump from the current generation to the next is going to be huge. For it to be huge, developers said they have to sell somewhere in the vicinity of 20 to 30 million copies per game, alright? Grand Theft Auto 5, to put it in perspective, sold, I want to say, 7.8 million. I think it may have been 8 million copies, alright, in the first 24 hours, and I believe that was US and Europe. I actually have to look up that number. I'm not exactly sure. I know it beat Call of Duty. Anyway, which to put in perspective is a lot and way above average. The development costs are also going to be higher, and with the economy the way it is, I can't see the development budget increasing so much to that degree. For those of you unaware, I'm getting both an Xbox One and PlayStation 4 on release. Of course, I made those next-gen updates, telling you guys and keeping you guys up to date on how I was with money, how I was with my savings, and I was able to get, through working extremely hard, I worked like a lot during the summer, I was able to pre-order a PlayStation 4 and an Xbox One, along with 2 launch games for each system. For those of you who are undecided, I hope I can come back and not definitively tell you, but instead give you key points on both consoles and their pros and cons. On PlayStation 4, I am picking up Watch Dogs as well as Killzone Shadowfall. For Xbox One, I will be getting Forza Motorsport 5 and Battlefield 4. Now, of course, I have to talk about this on Facebook because, like I said, most people on Facebook that I'm friends with are friends that generally don't watch my videos. Like, there's probably, I would say, 2 friends of mine that actually will regularly check back on my videos and watch some things. So, but most of my friends could care less, alright? And I really don't mind it. Some of you have seen footage of the third-party games, alright? Sorry to tell you, but odds are you were watching the PC footage played with a PS4 or Xbox One button commands and a controller, alright? And that's essentially, you know, like for example, Rise at E3. They just announced that, or just recently announced that they couldn't get the game to run in 1080p. It's going to run in 900p, which is a 1600 by 900 aspect ratio, alright? But Xbox One upscales everything to 1080p. It's sort of like the Xbox 360. Everything's in 720p, but the Xbox 360 upscales it to 1080p. So you get a little bit sharper image. You probably, when you're playing the game, you're not going to notice a difference. Maybe when you're standing still and looking at a clear picture, you're going to be like, oh, I see. But yeah. Myself being interested, I watched just about every trailer and gameplay reveal of pretty much all the games you'd be interested in. I have seen games that months ago looked good and now look great. Today, for example, Battlefield 4 Xbox One footage surfaced. Now, what you may have seen at E3 2013 was in fact running on a PC and not actual Xbox One hardware. I went to the Microsoft press conference, and I witnessed live them playing Battlefield 4 on the stage, and 60 frames per second. It looked great, but it was running on a PC, and the Xbox One demos that Microsoft promised everyone at E3 was in fact just an Xbox One controller plugged into a PC. So you got a lot of those lies and those sort of like people touting out, look, this is the Xbox One version, but it's not really the Xbox One version. I don't care if you build a PC with specs close enough. I want to see it actually running on the hardware in the console itself. I saw an article linking tweets from people claiming the game runs in 60 frames per second quite smoothly, but the graphics are unimpressive. A few days ago, Watch Dogs footage surfaced for both current and next-gen platforms, alright? There was a cutscene that someone captured at TGS, Tokyo Game Show, in 2013, and it was a cutscene from the current-gen version of Watch Dogs. And someone recorded, at Sony's TGS conference, someone recorded the Watch Dogs segment, and it was a full, brand new 12 minutes of gameplay running on an actual PlayStation 4. Now, just to clarify, we all saw Watch Dogs. If you saw I think the First Look series, it was called. It was the trailer they made of Watch Dogs. It was 15 minutes, and it was basically them kind of doing a Grand Theft Auto trailer with someone commentating over it. Or actually, no, that was a completely different video. The 15-minute footage, the open world gameplay reveal that they showed, it's their most recent video. You may have noticed if you carefully watched, yes, it was running on PlayStation 4, but there was popping. I saw when I was watching it, there were lots of cars popping in, lots of shadows, lots of people. Now, the game's still in development, alright? But this new TGS gameplay I watched, not even kidding you, it was running on actual PlayStation 4 hardware. It looked incredible. And I mean incredible as in it looked as good as the PC footage. I noticed little to no popping whatsoever. The graphics and the textures were extremely sharp, alright? And just today, people have contacted an inside source for people that actually work on Watch Dogs. These are anonymous sources that the media can contact, and they sort of leak footage out to them. And they said themselves that the PlayStation 4 is on par with the PC version, runs in 1080p, 30 frames per second, and is the, in quotes, definitive version of the game, alright? Now, the Xbox One, he actually talked about the Xbox One version, and he said the Xbox One version was, I believe, TBD means to be directed. Does it not? It might be something else, or to be dictated, something like that. All right, TBD means they're not sure. It's a pending announcement. They don't know the resolution of Xbox One, but the game's gonna run in 30 frames per second on both current and next gen consoles. All right. That being said, the Wii U version, he actually spoke about the Wii U version as well and said it was on par with the current gen. So that's something that just released, I believe, yesterday. But that comes from an inside source from someone who actually works on Watch Dogs, the game. Now I have to find out where I was. Hold on. Alright. I played the videos both side by side and saw a huge difference with the game. Even though the next-gen footage wasn't direct capture, alright? So the TGS footage was, you know, off-screen footage with the camera. It was still noticeably much improved over the current gen version, which was direct capture. All right. Even though the next gen footage wasn't direct capture, the lighting, character models, and textures looked noticeably sharp on the PlayStation 4. In fact, all footage previously released for the game running on PS4 looked just good. And looking at this new footage on PS4. It was looking just... Hold on, wait, where the hell did I stop reading? Alright, looking at this new footage from TGS, I was incredibly impressed. I'm sorry guys, I lost my position on reading. Alright, the pop-ins seem to have gotten fixed from the first look series, and the game looked similar, if not exactly, like the PC version. Alright, what I'll do in the description of this video, I'll leave a link to Watch Dogs' current generation, and you might say, well, that's a cutscene, because the current gen version, it comes from a cutscene, but the cutscenes are in-game footage. Alright, the cutscenes are all done in-engine, in actual game footage. It's a seamless cutscene. It's like Grand Theft Auto 5. It's all done with in-game graphics. So it actually is a reliable source for the actual game. So I'll link that, and I'll also link the next-gen footage from TGS for those of you guys who haven't watched it. But then again, I read articles from numerous games still in development, and I see the same claims using the same exact quotes I cited previously. It is unfortunate, but I think necessary for me to promise myself that anything I read and see shouldn't be taken as the product's final form. All right, what I'm basically saying, and what I've been trying my hardest to do from now on, is to take everything as far as graphics and stuff with a grain of salt. All right, don't sit there and say it doesn't. People are saying it looks like shit on the PS4. I'm not gonna get the game then, or it looks like crap on the Xbox One. I'm not gonna get it for that console then. The game's still in development. All right, and these are brand new consoles. They haven't had years and you know the same development. The length of development that they have with the current gen consoles. I mean, these are brand new consoles. All right, so what I'm basically saying is, just don't say, oh, Rise runs in 900p. The Xbox One's probably not even that powerful enough. All right, it might have something to do with power, but what I'm saying is have faith in the developers to create a good-looking game, and I reiterate this again in my little rant here. I own a gaming PC, and I love the huge difference I get in terms of performance and visual fidelity in games such as Crysis 3, Bioshock Infinite, and Metro Last Light. I am a person who plays games for the experience. I could care less about which platform my friends are playing on, which games has the better multiplayer, and whether anyone thinks Xbox or PlayStation or even PC is better. I enjoy getting involved in an emotional experience and violently crushing the X or A button during a QuickTime event. So I advise you all to do the same thing I'm going to do. Don't be entirely influenced by the articles that are posted about which platform is better and whether a game looks exactly like the PC version. If the game looks good on the platform I'm playing on and immerses me in the experience, then I got what I paid for and what I intended to play. So screw all the articles about whether So screw all the articles about whether Battlefield 4 or any other game on Xbox One or PlayStation 4 looks great or just good. Just enjoy the game for what it is, and lastly, have some faith in the developers to create a good-looking game for your preferred platform. I'm sticking with my pre-orders for Xbox One and PS4, and I will get back into PC gaming when I build a new powerful computer and there is a noticeable difference to the same degree as it is now with the current generation. If you, and basically at the end I just said, and if you read all this, congratulations. And that's basically what I just went on a tangent on. It's just so annoying because you shouldn't feel scared about purchasing a brand new game for a platform that isn't even out yet. So regardless, just don't be entirely influenced. Don't base your influence on some person's personal preference. The people who text and tweet about Battlefield 4 looking muddy textures and stuff, you think like they probably are PC gamers. No lie, they're probably hardcore PC gamers. They probably own a current gen console, but the PC's like their main platform, and they're probably sitting there and they're comparing it to, oh, 1080p. Is it the highest settings on the PC version? Does it look just exactly like the PC version? And that's the problem. Unless the next gen version of Battlefield 4 looks exactly like the PC version running at its fullest potential, it looks like crap. Apparently that's what everyone's mindset is, and that shouldn't be the case. Alright, I run Crysis 3 on high settings on my computer, alright? And it looks amazing. DirectX 11, very sharp textures. I'm running it in 1080p high settings. Not very high settings, but high settings, and it looks incredible. It looks next gen. Like Metro Last Light. One of the best looking games I've ever seen. I'm running it just high settings, and it looks great. So if the next gen version of Watch Dogs is 1080p and just high but not ultra settings, you guys are probably not going to notice that much of a difference. The resolution, 1080p plays a very important role. 1080p can make games on low look incredibly sharp and detailed in some areas. Alright, so the resolution does make the game look better. And now that Watch Dogs is confirmed to run at 1080p 30 frames per second on PS4 with the Xbox One resolution being, going to be announced and determined later. To be determined. I think that's what that means. But now that we actually have that information, I mean, you guys are probably not going to notice that much of a difference. Alright, but the bottom line is this. If you're getting a PlayStation 4, if you're getting an Xbox One, even if you're sticking with a Wii U this whole generation, enjoy the game for the platform you're getting it on. Alright, don't sit there and be bummed out because it doesn't look exactly like the PC version. Alright, don't be bummed out like that. Alright, just enjoy it for whatever platform you're going to get it on. And that's just the bottom line. Screw all these people who think it doesn't look exactly like the PC version, so it looks like crap. Alright? I'll let you guys know what I think, alright? Because I'm getting both of these consoles on release, and I'm getting, Watch Dogs and Killzone Shadowfall, two of the best looking games on PS4, and I'm getting Forza 5 and Battlefield 4 for Xbox One, again, two of the best looking games that are probably going to be, I'm going to be able to play on the Xbox One. And that's that. That's that. So, that's it, guys. Alright, I just wanted to get that across. I'll say this quick update next week. All right, Battlefield 4. Speaking of Battlefield 4, the beta comes out next week. All right, I'll be playing the beta on the PC. I only have access to the PC because I bought the Medal of Honor Warfighter for the PC, as well as I have Battlefield Premium on the PC version, which I got for like $15, like a really good deal. So I'll be playing Battlefield 4 the beta when it comes out this Tuesday. Now this Tuesday again is another release, and that is Rain. It is a PSN title, Rain. I probably won't be doing any videos on that. It's a PSN arcade game. I don't know if people are interested in watching me play that. I mean, it looks like, you know, something that you just play on. It's something like Journey, where it's an experience that you best play on your own. But yeah, that comes out Tuesday, as well as Grand Theft Auto Online, which is everyone's gonna be playing Grand Theft Auto Online. I'm gonna continue playing the campaign, but yeah, that's it. So Battlefield 4 beta footage coming Tuesday, and probably that following weekend as well. So I'll have some Battlefield 4 beta footage up for you guys, and that's that. So thanks for watching the video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope that this sort of can calm everyone down on all the stress, because it doesn't look exactly like the PC version, or the resolution isn't high enough. I mean, if the game looks good, then it looks good. Alright, it doesn't matter if the graphics are not on ultra, or if the resolution isn't 1080p native. Alright, those are nice features to have, but if you really cared about that, then you'd probably just build a PC anyway. Alright, because then you don't have to worry about anything. But I'm going to enjoy the games for the platform I'm going to get them on. Like, yeah, a good example too is, you know, Grand Theft Auto 5, which apparently the PS3 version just has sharper textures. I don't notice it during gameplay. I don't notice the muddy textures at all during gameplay. If I'm standing still in the game and I'm looking around, I'm like, oh yeah, okay, I can see it. But when you're playing the game, you really just don't know. It's because everything's in motion. All right, and your eye can't, you know, see past can't stop time literally and notice every single detail when it's running at like a fluid 30 frames per second. But the game looks great in motion, and I'm sure all these next-gen games are going to look great in motion and hardly noticeable with their graphic downscaling, you know, in motion. It's not going to be that bad once you're actually playing the game. So, and these games aren't even released yet. They're not even, the game's still in development. It's not even completely released yet. So just just take it with a grain of salt. All right, don't take it as literal fact. I'll see you guys later. Have a great day. Battlefield 4 footage coming up on Tuesday, as well as another Grand Theft Auto video coming tomorrow, an hour gameplay for that. So, see you guys later. Have a great day, and thanks for watching. Let me know exactly what you guys think. I want to know what everyone else thinks and about this thing, because it's a very it's an important topic to discuss, but at the same time, it's a very, what's the correct word? I can't think of that, so whatever. Have a good day, guys. See you later. Bye.